Pleasant good afternoon to all our listeners and viewers, and welcome to the Francis Baba Lastic Ground in Gros Islet for match number 27 in SPL 6. A crucial encounter between the Gros Islet Knights, a must-win game for them, and the top of the table stars, the City Blasters, are here under the scorching sun this Sunday afternoon in Gros Islet. We are about to have the national anthem and the team exchange pleasantries.
Okay. Good afternoon. I am your presenter, Chloe Dantes, and welcome to the Baba Lastic Francine Grounds in Gros Islet for match number 27. It's the Premier Sports Inc. in collaboration with the government of St. Lucia presents National Lodges Authority SPL T20 cricket. It's SPL 6 where we show them how to party. Of course, we have to give a big shout out to our gold sponsors, Sports, bringing value home, BTSM, Silver Partners, Gros Islet, Computer and Business Services, Crick Clubs, Four Circles, Nagico Insurance, Flow, Forest Springs, and our media partners, DBS, MBC Real FM, and Vibe Radio. Today's game features Gros Islet Knights versus the Kells City Blasters. At this point, I'll ask everyone to please stand up for the national anthem. Okay, I'd like to remind everyone that Gros Islet won the toss and decided to bat first. Guys, can I shake hands? We're done.
As the teams exchange their pleasantries, greetings, and their greetings this afternoon, we will take you to the middle and find out what happened at the toss. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to match number 27 in the SPL 6. We are live here this afternoon at the Francis Baba Lastic Ground in Gros Islet for an exciting encounter between the City Blasters and the Gros Islet Knights. We are about to have the all-important toss. Joining me out in the middle are the two captains, Stephen Natram of the City Blasters, Kimani Melius of the Gros Islet Knights, match referee Bernie Joseph, and umpire Rosalind Emmanuel. And the coin will be handed over to Kimani Melius. Tails is the call. And it's a head, confirmed by match referee. Kimani Melius, you've won the toss once again. What are you going to do this afternoon and why?
We'll have a bat first. I believe it looked like a good wicket, and we fancy ourselves to put a good total on board. Two changes. Isaiah Jones misses out, along with Darvin Ford. Jadel come in, and Leo comes in for his first game as well.
Kimani, it's a must-win encounter for you. Do your opponents this afternoon add any pressure to this game?
And I wouldn't say pressure. Like I said yesterday, I'll reiterate what I said. It's just a matter of us following the processes, backing ourselves. Our top order haven't fired as yet, so it's a perfect opportunity to do that today.
All the best in this must-win encounter for you and your team.
Thank you.
Invite Stephen Natram for Woody first this afternoon. Stephen, you've lost the toss this afternoon and you have to bowl first on this wicket. What are your thoughts? If you had won the toss, what would you have done?
Well, we were looking to bat first as well. The wicket looks pretty dry this afternoon, so we were looking to make best use of it, but it's just go out there, bowl and restrict them to a low total.
You sit at the top of the table currently, your final game. Any experimenting in your 11 this afternoon?
Well, we only have one change. We have Akim Ogis coming in for Kyle Adonis. Akim brings a wealth of experience with all his exploits overseas and in the region, so we are looking forward to big things this afternoon.
The Gros Islet Knights, your arch rivals really on the local circuit. You would love to really put the nail in the coffin this afternoon.
Yes, most definitely. They have had the wood on us for a few years now, so we are looking to break that curse this afternoon.
All the best in the encounter this afternoon. So the news out in the middle is that Kimani Melius and the Gros Islet Knights, they've won the toss and elected to bat first. We're going to move to have a look at the wicket, the playing surface for this crucial encounter, especially for the Gros Islet Knights. Yesterday in the first game, we saw that there was quite a bit of moisture in the surface, but today it looks a lot drier for the first game, which suggests that there's not as much moisture as we saw yesterday. The batsmen early on would need to assess the conditions as quickly as possible to determine whether they're able to play the strokes or whether they need to give themselves some time. The bowlers will enjoy bowling on it. They will get something out of it. So it will be a very, very good game on our hands there this afternoon. That Kimani Melius and the Gros Islet Knights, they won the toss and elected to bat first in this must-win encounter against their bitter rivals, the City Blasters. Begin the attack from the Players Pavilion end. It will be Dylan John, left arm over the wicket. Noel Leo and Jad Goodman, as we saw in the first game, will be the opening batters for the Gros Islet Knights. The two fielders out, man on the fine leg boundary and a man on the third man boundary. And Dylan John races. It's now and he's bowled him. What a start to this encounter. Dylan John, full and straight, and goes past the bat of Noel Leo and crashes into the stumps. Noel Leo is comprehensively bowled and he has to go without scoring. What a start from Dylan John and the City Blasters. And the Gros Islet Knights, they have lost their opening batter with no runs on the board. A very good delivery there from John. We would need to wait for the replay to see exactly what happened on that one. But there was a touch of movement there from Dylan John, as he so often does with the new ball. And Noel Leo, he played all around this one, comprehensively bowled. And walking out to the middle for the Gros Islet Knights, Kimani Melius. Most definitely he would not have thought that he would be coming out to face the second delivery of the match. So not the sort of return that the Gros Islet Knights would have hoped from Noel Leo coming back. Played yesterday's game, did not get going. And today he did not trouble the scorers. It's a good start there for the City Blasters. And it will be the right-handed Kimani Melius. Dylan John remains left arm over the wicket. The two fielders out, deep backward square, and a deep point fielder. And that one, he swings back in through the gates and goes past the leg stump. Dylan John really has this ball on a string and he's getting it to move at his wheel. Perfect delivery to the right-handed batter from the left arm quick. Full delivery, pitched up on about off stump and swinging back into the right-hander. And that one missed everything. Missed the bat, missed the pad, missed the stumps as well. A brilliant start to proceedings here from Dylan John and the City Blasters. 2 deliveries completed. That one is a full toss. And Kimani misses out on that one. Just the one fielder out on the leg side on the boundary is a deep backward square. So had that one gone further to the left or right of McKenny Clark at mid-wicket, we would have had the first boundary and the first runs of the bat. A good stop there from McKenny Clark. And the Gros Islet Knights are yet to get off the mark. Dylan John bowled Noel Lee of the first delivery, went past everything in the second delivery to Kimani Melius. What does he have in store for the fourth one? That one, Kimani Melius shoulders arm and allows that one to go by and be taken by Captain Stephen Natram, who has the gloves for the City Blasters. One slip in position. And it's that man, Akim Ogis, coming in for his first game in SPL 6, fresh off Windward Islands senior team duties in that tri-series against the Guyana senior team. It's Dylan John, 5th delivery of the first over. And that one is full on the edge. Is that an opportunity? And it goes down. So an opportunity. And the a loud appeal there from the City Blasters, and he's given now. So the other opening batter, Jad Goodman, goes without scoring off his first delivery as well. This time the bowler, Amari Goodridge, the overseas quicks from the City Blasters team, gets a wicket in his first delivery. And the Gros Islet Knights, they've lost their second wicket with no runs on the board. As I welcome Claudius Emmanuel into the commentary box with me. What a start to this encounter, Claudius.
Story for the Gros Islet Knights. Oh, it has gone very well for the City Blasters, and it's the sort of start that you certainly would not be looking for as a Gros Islet Knight fans. Wickets of the first delivery of the first 2 overs, and not for 2. You better believe it. That's the start by the Gros Islet Knights, and in a must-win situation, Dexter, it has not started good for the Knights at all.
Most definitely not the start that they would have expected. A reminder our viewers who are just joining us that Captain Melius, who won the toss here this afternoon, elected to bat first.
Interesting. Yesterday he won it and chose to bowl. The result didn't go his way, so I think he reassessed that and so took the decision to bat first today, but it's not paying off so far.
Yes, so far indeed. Goodrich at the top of his mark. The new batsman, Tariq Edward, leading run scorer in the competition so far. So it's another short delivery from Goodrich. And Edward looks to uppercut that one. Not making any connection. Dot ball, second delivery in over number 2. And the Gros Islet Knights, they really need to correct what's happening out in the middle. They cannot afford a batting collapse, especially in the power play, having lost 2 early wickets. The situation calls for a man with a steady head, and Tariq Edward has been that kind of a player for the Knights this season.
Indeed, he's at the top of the tree in terms of aggregate, but he needs to score today.
Goodrich continues. Another short delivery there from Goodrich. Tariq Edward is begging really for a wide by a McVeigh signals halfway through the over, and no runs have been scored off the bat as yet. The
Yes.
City Blasters continue their stranglehold on the Gros Islet Knights.
Yes, they've used the conditions very well. The bouncier response from the southern end, Goodrich running in, appreciable bounce being exerted by him. Tariq Edward has not been able to get him away.
That one is a much fuller delivery, and Edward is forward and defends well. Another dot delivery from Amari Goodrich. The 10th consecutive dot delivery to start off a T20 game, having won the toss and electing to bat first. We've seen stranger things, but this one must be right up there.
Indeed. In fact, a few minutes ago, I was just going through the scorecards and tallying 200 plus scores that we have had in SPL 6. But starting differently, this one.
Another short delivery, and loud appeal. Has he gotten the edge? The dreaded finger of umpire McVeigh is raised. And the Gros Islet Knights lose yet another wicket, their 3rd of the afternoon. And the interesting bit is that they have not scored a run.
An
3 wickets down.
An
No
absolute
runs on the
shocker
board.
of a stroke from Tariq Edward. In fact, we saw him the previous deliveries, fan at deliveries, unnecessary outside the off stump. And this one, just a wave, a waft, a nothing stroke. And coming off the edge and going to the keeper. Well. I don't think we have had a worse start in SPL. I'm not even sure we have had it in SPL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Certainly not 6. As we look at it on the monitor, Goodrich. No, that's I think that would have been the previous one. No, that is it. Umpire McVeigh taking a while, but raising that dreaded index finger with the left hand. A very poor performance by the Sale Gros Islet Knights as Lee John enters the fray.
Amari Goodrich really saying to Dylan, anything you can do, I can do better. Wicket maiden from Dylan John. Double wicket. Over so far from Amari Goodrich. 1 ball, 1 delivery left in the 2nd over, which would make it a double wicket maiden.
2 slips in place.
That one, and Lee John shoulders arms and allows that one to be taken by the keeper. So after 2 overs, the Gros Islet Knights, they are 3 wickets down without a run being scored. A wicket maiden from Dylan John in the 1st over. A double wicket maiden from Amari Goodrich. The City Blasters, they are on top.
Excellent stuff from the City Blasters. You can't say the same for the Gros Islet Knight. And mind you, Dexter, there was a drop catch in the first over. It could have been 4.
Yes, Captain Kimani Melius was dropped at that short third man region of the bowling of Dylan John, who will continue from the players' pavilion end. He will be bowling to the right-handed Captain Kimani Melius on strike. Had a very good delivery there from Dylan John, and the City Blasters, they've really not given the Gros Islet Knights anything to play with. They've bolstered their batting lineup today with the inclusion of Akim Ogist, who's at slip currently. But it's been the spares of Dylan John and Amari Goodrich who've started things off brilliantly for them so far.
Brilliantly indeed. Captain Kimani Melius under immense pressure as he looks to repair things with Lee John.
Short delivery there from Dylan John, and loud appeal from Captain Stephen Netram behind the wicket. Dylan John, the fielders in the circle, and everybody is appealing. Umpire Ali remains unmoved.
In fact, umpire Augustine suggesting that it came off the hand, but he's saying maybe above the glove. There was a clear sound, deflection as well. All the players went up. But Mr. Augustine is saying that didn't come from glove, neither bat handle.
Vicious delivery there from Dylan John. He had been a lot fuller to Kimani Melius earlier, surprising him with this short one, which went past the right shoulder, left shoulder of the right-handed batter. City Blasters, they have their tails up. John continues, and that one is a good delivery again. An opportunity for a run out at the non-striker's end. Lee John looking to steal a single. Tyler Venner was able to recover in time and prevent the chance of what would have been the first run of the encounter.
It could also have been another wicket, because had Venner picked that up, Lee John could have been in trouble, because he had advanced almost halfway down, and you can just see Stephen Natram saying to him, had you picked that up, could have been an interesting situation at the non-striker's end, but dot ball resulted.
15 dot balls on a trot from the City Blasters. Another short delivery there from Dylan John, another half appeal this time. And we get an appeal, we get a signal from the square leg umpire. 1 for the over. So Captain Kimani Melius can breathe a sigh of relief and know that he would not get another delivery veering past his air. If he does, it will be called a no ball. 1.4 overs from Dylan John so far. He's not considered a run. He's picked up that wicket of his first delivery. That of Noel Leo really had no answer to that first ball. Continues to Captain Melius, a full Yorker length delivery. And that one is worked out to the fielder at the deep backward square region. And finally, for the Gros Islet Knights, they have their first run on the board.
First run coming in the third over. Don't think you've probably ever heard that in a T20 game. But it is what the start has been for the Gros Islet Knights. Not forgetting the other defending champions. That's not how you treat defending champions, Dexter. City Blasters, they have no concern with that. Happy to put pressure on the champions. It's a must, the defending champions, it's a must-win game for them if they are to stay in the top 4. Dylan John looking for more success.
Lee John batting at number 5 today. A very good delivery there from Dylan John, and he continues to hit that hard length. That length where the batsmen are indecisive as to whether they should be forward or back. And Lee John, he defends well. 1 for the loss of 3 wickets as we look at the over-by-over chart. And no, that is not the first over. That was the third over that you're seeing. The only tower so far. 2 maidens to begin proceedings. A wicket maiden of Dylan John, the first one, and a double wicket maiden from Amari Goodrich, the second one. The first run coming in the third over.
And unhappy chat. And don't be deceived by the height of the bar.
It
It was just a single. My oh my. We can laugh about it, but I tell you what, there's no laughing in the Gros Islet Knights dressing room. It's a little depressing there.
Amari Goodridge to continue for his second over. That one is uppercut. Is that? Yes, it is a 6. And Captain Kimani Melius gets the first boundary via the maximum route for the Gros Islet Knights. Another short delivery from Amari Goodridge, and we saw him get a wicket of Tariq Edward with that similar delivery. But Captain Kimani Melius, he had other ideas. He really dispatched that one neatly.
Yeah, excellent response from Melius. As you indicated, same type of delivery that was served up to Edward, whom we saw fiddling and then edging. But Melius equal to it, slapping it away, uppercutting it quite confidently, way over the backward point region. Had the room and really extending the arms and letting it fly all the way over the backward point boundary for 6. So that would sort of settle any sort of butterflies that would be there. 7 for 3 it is. And all the runs to Captain Melius.
Deep point and deep backward square. The two fielders out on the boundary as Goodridge continues. That one is a lot fuller, and Kimani Melius comes forward and eases that one over the offside and over the boundary for another 6. So back-to-back 6s to start off over number 4 off the bat of Kimani Melius.
Yes, nicely put away. Full length overcompensation there by Goodridge, and it came just maybe on the length of the batting crease, wide of off stump, and Melius with long livers lofting that away. He recognizes the pressure that his team was in the first couple of overs, and so pouncing on those 2 loose deliveries to get his team into double figures.
That's 13 for the loss of 3 wickets. The 2 openers and the batsman at number 3, they're all back in the hut. Captain Kimani Melius continues the fight for the Knights. That one is a full delivery, badly lined by Amari Goodridge, and they scamper through the batsman for an additional run. So the first extra of the innings comes via the wide route, and Amari Goodridge, he was really hit off his natural length by Kimani Melius over the deep backward point fielder, and we saw him follow that up and try to be a lot fuller, which he's not really comfortable, I would say, probably in bowling those full deliveries. And Kimani Melius has placed him under a bit of pressure here in over number 4. Have to see how Lee John continues. He's on strike now. This one is another full delivery from Amari Goodridge, and that one is badly lined down the leg side. So Amari Goodridge seems to have been unsettled by the start that Kimani Melius has in that over.
Indeed, he prospered in the previous over with the short length outside off, getting the wicket of Edward, but the first delivery of the over smashed away over backward point for 6, and since then he has seen the need to go much fuller, but the radar has been awry, and so he has considered those 2 successive wides. Down the leg side.
15 off his second over so far, just the 2 legitimate deliveries ball. That one he goes full again, a half appeal, and Lee John not being able to capitalize on that one. He attempted that shot which we saw from him yesterday, which he used to good effect, that swivel sort of flick shot down to the fine leg region, but the City Blasters, they do have a man down there, so he needs to be very careful and he needs to ensure that he gets the angle right with Dylan John out on the fine leg boundary.
Indeed, John one of 2 out, the other being Venner at deep third.
Goodridge at the top of his mark, number 28 on his back. Another full delivery, a loud appeal. Everyone is up for the City Blasters, and the dreaded finger of umpire McVeigh is once again raised to the disappointment of the Gros Islet Knights. And Lee John, he has to walk back, number 13 on his back. He is gone without scoring of the 3 deliveries that he has faced. And the Gros Islet Knights, they've lost the 4th wicket inside the power play.
A poor shot there from Lee John. This time, same sort of length, but the line was different. I reckon that was on middle and off. And John was looking to play across it. We'll look at it on the monitor. And although umpire McVeigh has taken his time, I think he has gotten this right. Yeah, Lee John playing across the line, the bat face closing and looking to go towards square leg, even mid-wicket, when he might have gone down the ground. So an error there from John, costing his team his dismissal. The fourth one going down for the Sail Gros Islet Knights. And I tell you what, they are not sailing. They are stuck in the power play in the fourth over. 16 for 4.
Captain, the ship is sinking. 16 for 4, as you rightly reminded us, Claudius Emmanuel. Walking out to the middle for the Gros Islet Knights is Dylan Douglas, their overseas player. He would need to bring all his experience to the fore here this afternoon. He had a very good hand yesterday, finished 68 unbeaten, albeit in a losing effort yesterday, but today they need a win if they have to remain in the top 4. He will be placed under pressure right away. Goodridge is in the middle of a brilliant spell. 1.4 overs, 3 for 15 as he continues. Delivery and Douglas opts for defense. Defense well, and there is no run. Still one delivery left in over number 4.
Excellent stuff from Amari Goodridge. 3 for 15. Dream figures. He's kept the ball in good areas for the most part. And he's got the returns to boot. So a lot of work needed here by Melius and Goodridge, Douglas in this partnership.
Shot delivery there from Amari Goodridge. And that is his line of operation. This is where he's very dangerous. And that one going past the helmet of Dylan Douglas, and that brings over number 4 to an end. The Sail Gros Islet Knights, having won the toss and electing to bat first, they find themselves in all sort of trouble. 16 for 4. The batsmen, and just to run through the playing 11 from the two teams: the Gros Islet Knights, Noel Leo, Jad Goodman, Kimani Melius, Tariq Edward, Lee John, Dylan Douglas, Tyrell Chico, Simeon Gerson, Janelle Cyril, Leo Alexander, and Beyond Fanis. Just the one change, Isaiah Jones missing out today.
Actually, 2 changes. Davin Ford missing out as well. So Leo Alexander for Jones, and Cyril coming in for Ford.
Dylan John, that one is shot and pulled away. A good shot there from Kimani Melius, getting on one leg and pulling that one down to the backward square region for his third boundary and the third of the Gros Islet Knights. So Captain Melius, while he's out there, he will keep fighting for the Gros Islet Knights.
So short delivery and nicely put away by Melius with the left leg raised. Gordon Greenwich like fashion. His third boundary, and it's important that he stays there for his team. Nothing has come from the other batters.
Dylan John left arm over the wicket. Full delivery outside the off stump and 2 wide on that occasion. Umpire Ali signaling. So another wide, another run added to the total from the Gros Islet Knights. And Captain Kimani Melius, big job on his hands there. His partner at the other end, Dylan Douglas. A lot will be expected of him in this innings as well. So crucial partnership for the Gros Islet Knights.
Absolutely.
Dylan John races towards us, coming from the players' pavilion end. Full delivery, and that one may have been a slower ball from Dylan John. Well, these guys, that one had me up here in the commentary box and almost getting a bottom edge onto the stumps, Kimani Melius.
I think it was, and Melius there with a sort of a strange bat swing, the bat almost horizontal, full toss outside the off stump, inside edge. Luckily for him, didn't crash into the stumps. He got the single.
John, 2 deliveries into his third over, and that is always good signs for the City Blasters when you see Dylan John with 3 overs on a trot. That means he's bowling well. 1 for 7 so far. He will be coming into Douglas. That one is on the line and some an opportunity. And that is Kensley Paul at short fine leg. Did that one carry to him? He did stop the boundary, but we'd have to wait for the benefit of the replay to see if that one carried to him. We have seen one catch go down in the short third man region.
I think it was a close thing. Paul on the edge of the circle may have gotten their hands to it. I tell you what, had he taken it, it would have been a brilliant catch because it was low down and not able to hold it in.
We've seen him taking some brilliant catches in the tournament so far. Nevertheless, Dylan John continues to Kimani Melius, and that one is a full delivery. Finds the fielder Ryshawn Williams in the cover region. Score remains on 23 for 4. The run rate still under 5. But a crucial partnership, as we need to remind you, for the Gros Islet Knights, if they are to get themselves up to a first innings total that they would hope would be a winning one. 2 deliveries left in over number 5. Captain Kimani Melius on strike. Melius really looking to flick that one over the vacant mid-wicket region. A delivery that was pitched up on the line of the off stump.
Yeah, not a good stroke from Melius. In fact, now looking to play the appropriate stroke, getting the left foot across, looking to access the mid-off region. But it's something we tend to see in his play, that bat not coming down as straight as he would like it to.
Dylan John once more, and that one is wide outside the off stump of the right-handed Melius, and we could see that Dylan John is really trying to keep the batsman guessing. We've seen those deliveries swing back in to the right-hander. We've seen the slower ball, and that one just looked to be shaping away from the right-handed Melius, but just getting the line wrong on that occasion.
Perhaps, yeah, starting it a little too wide of the off stump. I think for the one that comes back, I think the alignment needs to be maybe pitching closer to the off stump to come back into create problems for the right hand.
1 for 9, Dylan John. 8 has come off this over, and that one is a full delivery. Kimani Melius gets bat on that, and he gets enough bat on that one. That sails over the wide long on region for his third 6 of the innings, and the Gros Islet Knights, the end over number 5, 30 for 4.
Yeah, the pressure being eased there as Melius has gotten himself another maximum. He's third in the innings. He's gone to 24. Hoiking that one in the slot. Maybe Dylan John looking to get swing. Didn't get any. What swung was from the middle of the bat over mid-wicket for 6. We were giving you the 11s. Let's give you the City Blasters. So City Blasters 11, Stephen Natrum, Theo Edward, Ryshawn Williams, Kensley Paul, Jaden Eli Box, Amari Goodrich, McKenny Clark, McGarren Shulet, Tyler Venner, Dylan John, and Akim Ogist who's come into the 11. So City Blasters bolstered here by the addition of the quality of Akim Ogist. They've got more quality in the bowling department. McKenny Clark starts the 6 over. So he'll come into Douglas. Bowls not a very quality delivery. Very wide of the off stump. And allows the Knights to go up by 1. So 31 for 4. It's been an unhappy start to the innings by the Knights. Look at that scorecard. Leo not, Goodman not, Edward not, Legion not. It's not a stuck record at all. Clark to Goodrich. In fact, it's Douglas who's looking to hoik at a short one. Missing, but it's a no ball. As Clark overstepping the front crease there. and having to re-bowl that. He presents a free hit for Douglas, and well, what a way to get your innings going. He's just on one, but nice to get a free hit, Dexter, with your side in strife at 32 for 4.
Yes, most definitely. We'll be looking to capitalize and take full advantage of that one. He's batted himself into good form in that last innings that he had, and today the Knights really need him.
Clark moving into Douglas. Douglas backs away and smashes it over wide, long on for 6. So short going back. Of course, he had license and capitalized on it. And Hoikin McKenny Clark away for 6. The 4th maximum of the Sale Gros Islet night innings. They go to 38 for 4. And proving how expensive the no ball can be.
Yes, most definitely. McKenny Clark was guilty on that occasion, and credit must be given to Douglas the way he really took advantage of that one.
Clark rocks in to Douglas. Douglas drives down the ground, hits the stumps. And they'll go for the single, the return. Coming in from a lie box after the ricochet came from the non-striker stumps. It was Melius that was in a little trouble, looking to complete the run. But nice drive. 2 straight. So much so that because of that, he just got the single. Had that gone a few inches to the left and right of the stumps, could have been a boundary. Don't think mid-on and mid-off would have gotten across. 38 for 4. Melius gets one that turns into him, angled into him. Dylan John urged to fire the return at the stumps, does so but misses. A single to Melius is 25th. It's 40 for 4.
If Dylan Douglas may be struggling with some sort of a knock, looked to really responded rather late for that single, but they got there comfortably in the end. Another one.
In fact, I recall last night he drove a ball into his boot and was limping away, so maybe effects of that. As Clark comes into him, short, hooked away, good stroke. Has gone one bounce into the mid-wicket boundary for 4. Oh, he really latched onto that short, and he jumped onto it and smashed it away into the vacant mid-wicket region. Ball going almost all the way for 6, dropping just inside the boundary. As he goes to 12, Douglas, it's 44 for 4 with 2 deliveries left in the power play.
Yes, a very expensive over in the making from McKenny Clark, something we've not seen in the competition so far. He is one of, if not the most economical bowler that has been on show in SPL 6 so far. But credit to Dylan Douglas, the way he's really capitalized on the fielding restrictions that come to an end at the end of this over.
Field change, deep mid-wicket posted, deep third has come into the circle. Clark comes into Douglas, slower delivery, driven into the offside for 4. Finding the gap between extra cover and cover. And away to the vacant boundary for 4. Good over this for the Knights as they pick the scoring closer to their 50. Backing away and hitting that with the weight going back. Full delivery. He goes to 16, Douglas. 48 for 4. 1 delivery left in the power play. Clark moves into Douglas. Douglas looking to uppercut a short one, missing. And away it goes into the gloves of the keeper. Douglas is not sure why he didn't get wide call there from Mr. McVeigh. But that's the power play. 48 for 4. A bit of recovery here by the Sale Gros Islet Knights.
Yes, a bit of a recovery indeed after this. The early havoc that was caused by Amari Goodrich and Dylan John. As we saw the first 2 overs, not a run was scored, just 1 run in the 3rd over. But the Gros Islet Knights, with Captain Kimani Melius and Dylan Douglas, they continue to remain out there and fight for their team, knowing how important a result, a win, is for them in this encounter. And the way that Douglas really took the attack to McKenny Clark in that last over is good signs for the Gros Islet Knights.
Start of over number 7. It's going to be McGarren Shulet. was going to pick it up from the far end. Gillette will bowl to Melius. 4 wickets in the series so far. Melius goes back and guides it away to backward point. For a single, Choulette, an economy of just under 9, has been brought in. With the single, Melius goes to 26. 49 for 4 as Dylan Douglas comes into strike. Choulette to Douglas. Douglas edging, dropped by the keeper. And they'll go for a single. Oh, there's confusion. Oh, but there's nobody at the non-striker's end. Oh, a comedy of errors in this delivery. Oh my. Douglas could have been dismissed. Douglas. In the end, the 50 comes up. 50 for 4. Your take, Dexter.
As we look at that one on the replay, good delivery there from McGarren Choulette, and simple opportunity going down by the keeper, Tyler Venner, trying to effect the run out at the non-striker's end, not succeeding.
Choulette to Melius. Melius drives in a portion of the bat, but will find a boundary, amazingly. He was not in control, looking to go a lot straighter, but the ball coming from the inner portion of the bat and going to the vacant mid-wicket boundary for 4. So Melius going to 30 and the total 54 for 4. But it's all happening out there. In one delivery, we could have had so many dismissals. Caught behind, run out Melius, run out Douglas. And in the end, Tyler Venner throwing at the non-striker's stumps with both batters close to the crease at the striker's end, but there was nobody to take the shot. Pulled away for 6. Over backward square leg. Good response from Melius. Short there was Choulette. And Melius latched onto it quickly, hoiking it away for another maximum, his 4th, to take him to 36. And the total 60 for 4. So Kimani Melius, despite the poor start, has gone quite merrily along. 36 from 21, 2 4s and 4 6s, and a bit of a rear guard action from the captain, saying, well, I'm not going to just drop dead and surrender this. This is an important game. I'm going to fight fire with fire.
Yes, most definitely, and a crucial partnership building out there for the Gros Islet Knights and the City Blasters. They need no reminding how dangerous Kimani Melius can be, and he has a start here, and the Knights would be hoping that he can carry on.
Choulette moving in to Melius. Melius drives down to long on. McKenny Clark is there. Or is that? No, that's 55. Auguste. 61 for 4. Melius goes to 37. Douglas comes into strike. So the catching by the City Blasters has been a little disappointing in the inning so far. Number of catches put down. Melius has been put down twice. Tyler Venner put him down in the first over. Choulette to Douglas. Douglas hooks that away for 6 over mid-wicket. Oh, that's a big hit. That has landed in the cemetery. Oh my, it's bouncing over tombstones. What a strike from Dylan Douglas. A short one from McGarren Choulette, disappearing for the second time in the over the wall on the western side. End of the 7th. 67 for 4. And mind you, this is quite a recovery from the Sale Gros Islet Knights. First 2 overs maidens, but they have gone quickly now. The rate is just under 10.
Yes, a brilliant recovery there from Dylan Douglas and Kimani Melius after 3 overs, just 1 run on the board, and after 7, 67, and an exclamation point there by Dylan Douglas. 19 coming off over number 7 being delivered by McGarren Choulette. We did see an opportunity go down, and that run out opportunity at the non-striker's end. It was McGarren Choulette who did not stay at the wicket. He ran away in disappointment that the catch had gone down, and the run out opportunity also went begging. And the Gros Islet Knights, they continue to fight. A brilliant partnership in the making between Dylan Douglas and Kimani Melius.
In fact, it's 51 from just 20. You're right on the ball, Dexter. Good stuff from the Sale Gros Islet Knights. Bowling change being effected. Jaden Libox being brought in. We've been talking about the final 4. We'll give you an indication of the points table maybe at the end of this over. Don't think Jaden will allow us time to do it during the over. Clipped away by Melius. Full delivery onto the leg stump. Melius goes to 38 with the single. 68 for 4 it is. And Douglas will come into strike. Eli Box round the wicket to Douglas. Douglas is playing that uppishly. And on the bounce back to Eli Box. No catch, but it was in the air for maybe about 80% of its journey back to the bowler. Comes in again down the track and has to defend because doesn't really have the length and the line to hoik it away. Good dot ball. 2 in a row from Eli Box. It's moving in. It's the 8th over. He comes into Douglas. Douglas spreading the front leg and then just getting a single to Ogis at wide long on. 69 for 4 it is. Melius comes back into strike. Long off, long on. Deep mid wicket, deep square leg, deep extra cover. The 5 out. Eli Box round the wicket to Melius. Melius hits that. That's gone high. Is it long enough? Ogis is coming around and takes it. End of Melius looking to hoik that over the building at the sudden end. It went very high, but it was not long enough. And a very cool, calm and collected Akeem Ogis came around to take it behind the stumps on the boundary. So the end of Kimani Melius looking to hoik another maximum, but he perishes. Kotogis bowl Jaden Elibox for 38 and it's 69 for 5.
Timely breakthrough there from Jaden Elibox. Captain Stephen Natron really called upon him to try to restrict the 2 batsmen who were really accelerating the scoring rate. And he did just that with just 2 runs coming off the first 4 deliveries. And Captain Kimani Melius really looking to capitalize on a short delivery and a power failure, getting more height than distance, not being able to clear the straight boundary here at the Francis Barber Lastic grounds. And it's that man Akeem Ogis running around to his left and pouching a simple catch in the end. And the Sale Gros Islet Knights, they've lost their 5th wicket in the process. Tyrell Chico, he is out in the middle.
Indeed. And the challenge for Chico is, can he contain himself? He's got the ability to hit a long ball, but I don't think that's exactly what's required now. How long can he bat for? First delivery to him. Clips it away to get off the mark. Mid-wicket comes off the boundary. It's Ogist. And end of the over, successful one for Eli Box. A very economical one as well. Just 3 runs coming. 70 for 5 it is. The Sale Gros Islet Knights winning the toss and batting first.
Yes, and that last wicket just shows the tricky situation that the Gros Islet Knights find themselves in. Really, when you lose 4 wickets inside the power play, as we see the standings that would tell us how important a fixture this is for the Gros Islet Knights.
A very important one indeed. The Knights currently are in 4th position on 9 points. City Blasters on top of the tree at 16. So this is a critical result, that of this game for the Knights. Should they win, they go to 12 points. Currently, their run rate is quite good, superior to Miku Eagles and Sufra Titans. The Eagles, they've got one final preliminary game remaining against the Craft Masters. The Miku Eagles already on 12. So critical for Gros Islet Knights to win to stay in the top 4. Bowling change. Tyler Venner sends Chico back. He plays into the offside, and there's no run. But should the Craft Masters win, it's going to be interesting. They will go to 10 points, and should Gros Islet lose, it means they are out. So very, very tight at the top of the points table. Leading edge, luckily for Chico, it's along the ground, and he will pick up his second run as the total goes to 75 for 1.
Tyler Venner, he's bowled 2 deliveries, and I'm surprised that we've not seen a short delivery from him. He's well known, and that's what he does. He bowls short at the batsman, and we've not seen a short ball from him. I suspect we wouldn't have to wait much longer before we see one.
Well, Dylan Douglas looks to the mid-wicket boundary, down the track, and a swing and a miss. So young Venner has been of a foolish length, and just a 1 run from the 3 deliveries so far. Long on, long off, mid-wicket, backwards square leg, and deep extra cover. So it's not for short bowling. As comes in, pace off, back of a length, maybe a bit of a cutter as well, and another dot ball. Good so far from Tyler Venner.
Yes, very economical. Just the 1 run from the 4 deliveries that he has served up here this afternoon, and he continues to apply the pressure that we saw in that previous over from Jaden Elibok. So good partnership in the bowling department for the City Blasters.
Venner from the northern end moves into Douglas. Douglas, swing and a miss. Head swinging, bat swinging, body swinging, ball missing. Another dot ball. 1 delivery left in the 9th. With the loss of Melius, the Knights, they are going at 8.04. Can they get to 200? That's the sort of total you need to defend here at Francis Babalastic. Chopped away, but the lie box not able to hold on to prevent the single, so they came through in the end. End of the 9th, 72 for 5. It is at the Francis Babalastic ground.
Yes, half the batting order of the Gros Islet Knights are now back in the hut, to the credit of the City Blasters team. As we see, we need to remind our viewers, especially those who are just joining us, that the first 3 overs of this innings, we only saw 1 run being scored and 3 wickets being taken by the City Blasters. Then in that middle phase, the ending of the power play up until the 7th over, Captain Kimani Melius and Dylan Douglas, that 50-run partnership really got them back in, and then it was Jaden Elibok in this 8th over with a strike that really brought the City Blasters back in control.
Elibok with the 10th over moves into Douglas, looking to reverse sweep and not getting hold of it. It ends up at mid-off. Sean Williams doing the fielding. Elibok moving in to Douglas. Douglas, well, looking to smash that somewhere. It's very wide of off stump, and he's missed it to the gloves of Natron. Elibok again round the wicket to Douglas. Slower delivery, flighted, clipped away, and no run. Good fielding to his own bowling from Eli Box. Had to go around Chico there, the non-striker, who was interested in the single, but sent back by Douglas. Pressure building on him, though. 3 dot balls halfway through the over. Eli Box moving in. Douglas backs away, turns it. We'll get 1 to Ogis, who's coming from long on. 73 for 5 as Chico comes into strike. A repair job needed here from the Sale Gros Islet Knights. 2 delivers left in the 10th. Eli Box moves into Chico. Chico turns it quietly, sensibly. Get some applause from the crowd. Chico doing it in singles now. He's third run, 74 for 5.
Yes, so we've just 1 delivery left for that halfway mark, and there's a drinks break after that. So Dylan Douglas would want to ensure that he does not lose his wicket in this particular delivery.
One left. Auguste inquiring. Eli Box down the track and ball them. Oh, ill-advised. Where are you going, Dylan Douglas? It's the delivery before the break. You were just mentioning it. And coming down the track and being yoked by a very, very aware Jaden Eli Box. Not good for the Sale Gros Islet Knights. They lose their 6 at the end of the 10th over. So the City Blasters will really enjoy this water break at the middle of the innings. An ill-advised dance down the wicket by Dylan Douglas results in his dismissal. And as they go to break, it's going to be a drinks break that is very unpalatable for the Gros Islet Knights.
Promising innings from Dylan Douglas comes to an end. 26 of 23, 2 fours and 2 sixes. We'd seen him try to use his feet to Jaden Eli Box earlier before his dismissal. Not something that we see very often from batsmen facing up to Jaden Eli Box, because he's very quick through the air and does not give the batsman enough time to do that. And Dylan Douglas losing his wicket at a very tricky time just before the drinks break, and the Gros Islet Knights, they are in even further trouble.
As we look at the match summary, so the bowlers really having it all their way, you'll have to say. 3 for 15 Goodrich, 2 for 5 Eli Box, 1 for 15 Dylan John, Douglas 26 from 23, Melius 38 from 24. But what the graphic doesn't show you is that the first 4 batsmen dismissed all went without scoring. So as the players enjoy a break, we do the same. So we are back after the break. going to be McKenny Clark to come in from the northern end. A switch of ends for him. Come in for the 11th over. He had a previous expensive one from the south. He bowled to Chico. Chico back and plays into Williams, who's at wide mid off. No run. So Simeon Gerson joining Chico after the break. But you were almost prophetic there with the dismissal of Douglas. You were saying there was a need for him to try to see out that delivery to get to the break, but he never got to the break.
Yes, not a good time to lose a wicket, being the key man out in the middle.
Clark moving in to Chico. Chico drives, turning that down to long on. Akeem Ogist lobs the return back into Natrum. Chico continuing to do it in singles, his fourth, taking the total to 75. The left-handed Simeon Gerson comes in. He's got the ability to bat, so he will back himself to stay there with Chico. And the question is, can they get to that magical 200 total? It will take a lot from here. We'll have to wait and see. So Gerson waits as Clark moves into him. He goes back and guides it down to Shulet. And there's no run. So this has been the sorry tale of the Knights card. 4 batters not getting off the mark. Melius 38, Douglas 26. So 2 decent scores, and then 4 batters not contributing. To come, Cyril Alexander Fanis. Clark moving in to Gerson, who drives. Oh, there's misunderstanding. Chico is stranded. Oh, but I think he gets back. And McKenny Clark saying, well, I had to take it some distance away from the stumps and then bring it in. But misunderstanding between Chico and Gerson. Chico halfway down had to go back, but the throw was not on target. I think it came from Theo Edward. McKenny Clark not liking the service. Just a close thing, but all in front of umpire Augustine, who had it covered. Not out, he says. So the anxiety continues for the Knights dugout. Of course, their fans as well. Very quiet in the Alton Craftston stand. Clark to Gerson. Gerson gets a Yorker, digs it out, and will get off the mark. Down to wide long off. 76 now for 6.
Yes, and McKenny Clark benefiting from that change in the ends in which he is bowled. We saw Tyler Venner bowl a very economical over from that end as well. His first over going for 18, and with just 1 ball shy of his second over, he's just considered the 20. So a good comeback for him and from that players' pavilion end.
1 delivery left in the over, the 11th. He will move in now to Chico. Short hit away over the infield, out towards the boundary. Goodrich is not going to get that. Over backward point. And a good boundary to Chico. Waiting on that almost. Maybe a slow ball bumper. Had to wait a long time, but got the measure of it. Lifting it over the infield for his first boundary to take the total to 80 for 6 at the end of the 11th.
Yes, a good uppercut there from Tyrell. Chico, he had to wait on that one a bit longer than usual from McKenny Clark. We've seen a lot of changes of pace from him, but credit must be given to Chico the way he dispatched that one and picking up his first boundary. So 6 runs coming off the second over from McKenny Clark, and the Gros Islet Knights scoring at 7.27, the remaining 9 overs, but just the 4 wickets in, and a crucial partnership there with the likes of Jadel Cyril or Alexander. They may be the ones required to really up the ante if they are required here this afternoon.
Eli Box moves in to Gerson. Gerson drives out towards the sweeper. Goodrich straight to him. Didn't quite get hold of it. And maybe it's a good thing he didn't, because it could have gone to one of the fielders in the circle. There were two of them in its vicinity, but he bisected the two. And so in the end, the single was safe. 81 for 6. The right-hander Chico waits. A lie box to him. Chico clips it away through square leg. McKenna Clark comes off the boundary. So just an humbled single. 82nd run of the innings for the Sale Gros Islet Knights.
Yes, and Tyrell Chico, he'll be very key to where the Gros Islet Knights end up in this first innings. He has been very watchful so far, and he would need to bat the remaining overs if they are to get up to a respectable first inning score.
A line box to that's edge caught behind, is it? Yes, the slow finger going up. Umpire McVeigh. It's like a slow death, I tell you. Death to Simeon Gerson as he walks slowly back. Death of the innings, that is. As he was looking to play that off the back foot. Good sharp catch taken by the keeper. Another one success, that is, for Jaden Elibox, his third. And the 7th going down for the Sale Gros Islet Knights.
Just when you would have thought that the pace bowlers did a really devastating opening spell from Amari Goodridge and Dylan John, it's Jaden Elibox doing the devastation in the middle overs for the City Blasters. And these Gros Islet Knights, they really have not had an answer to the left arm spin of Jaden Elibox, and the City Blasters, they are all over the Knights. Halfway through over number 12.
Well, earlier I said 200, but I think 100 might be a challenge there for the Knights. It's 82 for 7, my word. Oh, it will not be a good night for the Gros Islet Knights tonight. It's 82 for 7. There's that rhyme. 90 night to the other night, said one night the other night. First delivery, Alexander down the leg side, play on a miss, he gets the wide. 82 now for 7, 83 correction. And Leo Alexander needs to somehow craft a partnership with Chico. All of 8 overs after this one. A lie box to Alexander, who's looking to drive, does so, will get off the mark. Too long off. McGarren Shulet is there. And they take one. Question is, Dexter, would Chico maybe now be tempted to go big as he's beginning to lose partners?
So the last recognized batsman in the middle.
A lie box to Chico. Chico is still in that very calm and assured frame of mind. Gets a single. He goes to double figures as it's 85 for 7. So we'll take a note on the approach of Chico because he has to calculate it properly. He's got Alexander now to come Cyril and somebody else off the back foot. Leon slaps it out towards the sweeper at long off. He wants the second. Cyril, Chico is having none of it. End of the over, the 12th. Alexander goes to 2, 86 for 7.
Yes, and with Leo Alexander coming out to partner Tyrell Chico now, and it's just Jadel Cyril and Beyond Fanis to come. This is a very crucial partnership for the Gros Islet Knights. Leo Alexander, he does have batting ability, but today they would need him to muster all that he can and bat as long as possible with Tyrell Chico. Chico has shown that he has some faith in Leo Alexander, offering him the single early on in the piece, and it will be Tyler Venner being reintroduced into the attack. So Stephen Natcham really ringing in the bowling changes there this afternoon.
And I think that's on point because, as you indicated, Leo Alexander has got the ability to bat. In fact, scored 100 at, albeit beyond the 19 level in the local competition this year. So he'll be backing himself to play well against his opposite number. Ball lodging in his pads. Of course, it's dead. So, despite all what the excitement from the players, nothing doing as long as it lodges in the batsman's clothing. That's that for that delivery. So, a dot ball, and Tyler Venner will continue. Move into Alexander. Oh, Alexander wanting a single. Oh, loses his footing. Oh my. We have seen a lot of comical stuff here this afternoon. Alexander off the back foot, getting the ball from the bat almost into his toes, then looking for a single and applying the brakes, losing his footing, and had to scramble back. Thanks for the length of the bat, he was able to put it in the crease. Anxious moments for the Knights. Venner to Alexander, hits it airborne but on the bounce too. Oh, McKenny Clark who fires at the non-striker stumps. Single taken, but for the dugout and the fans for the Knights, it's heart and mouth stuff by these two.
Yes, most definitely. Leon Alexander, he seems to be very busy in the crease and he needs to settle down quickly. They can ill afford a run out at this point in time, and he needs to just steal some 7 overs after this one. So there's still time for them to get in and push on from there.
Venner to Chico. Chico turns it through square leg. The fielder comes off the boundary, and they take one. From the Knights' point of view, the good thing is that in contrast to Leon's frantic stuff, Chico has been very calm, very assured. So far so good for Chico. He gets his 11th run, 88 for 7. How long can he hold himself back? That's the big question for Tyrell Chico. And can Leon Alexander keep his composure? Oh, he's again hitting hard into the ground. And a dot ball. So Leon Alexander, Dexter, from the execution of his strokes, you can see that he's very frenetic and he doesn't inspire a lot of confidence for the dugout.
Yes, he looks to be trying to push up those deliveries rather. When there are singles on offer inside the circle, as we've seen from Tyrell Chico, he's able to maneuver and drop those balls into the gap and pick up singles. Leo Alexander may be better advised to look to do the same.
A swing and a miss. Outside the off stump, the over comes to an end. I think happily for Chico and the Gros Islet Knights. 88 for 7. We have had 13. And the Knights are going at 6.77.
Yes, and you did mention that it's interesting how Tyrell Chico will approach the remaining 7 overs if he lasts that long. But he also, its run scoring is the only currency that the Gros Islet Knights really can operate with or should be looking to operate with. So at some point he would have to make a decision as to which bowler he targets and look to get some boundaries off of. As Jaden Eli Box is in the middle of a brilliant spell, his final over. He has picked up 3 for 11 so far.
Eli Box moves into Chico. Chico is hitting it hard into the ground, overhead of Eli Box. And he will get one. So it's been singles. In fact, he's at 8 singles, 1 boundary. Chico is 12, 89 for 7. Leon Alexander in strike. Goes back and looking to turn it. Struck on the pad. So the challenge for Chico is to recognize that resources are being diminished with every ball. 6 overs remaining after this one. Eli Box to Alexander, flighted, hit away into the backward square leg region. He wants a second, Leon. But Tyrell is not having any of it. Oh, now he does. as the keeper doesn't pick up the return. Oh, there could be more. Could have had 2 instances of overthrows there, but I think Alexander, having overrun the stumps at the striker's end, couldn't come back. Flight of delivery is gone big, could be caught. Venner will take that. Yes, it does. Ahoy looking to go down the ground. It was flighted and tempting Leo Alexander. Well, he fell for the bait, looking to go for a big drive. Came off the outside edge. And a very comfortable catch to Tyler Venner at short third man. The fall of the 8th wicket. Sale Gros Islet Knights 91 for 8.
Leo Alexander must have been looking to really outscore Tyrell Chico from the moment he walked out into the middle. As we look at that one on the replay, an almighty drive, really not getting to the pitch of the ball and presenting a simple catch to Tyler Venner, who takes this one. He had dropped one earlier in the piece in the first over, so he will be a relieved man. And Jaden Elibox 4 for 14. What a spell from the left arm off spinner.
Yes, he has ripped the heart out of the Sale Gros Islet Knights middle order after the early damage had been done by Goodrich and Amari Goodrich and Dylan John. Jadel Cyril comes in at number 10. What can he put up in terms of resistance and defense? Turns it away fine, out towards the long leg. That will be a long run for Venner. Can he get there? No, he can't. So a nice way to get off the mark. First delivery, Jadel Cyril, just a nice fine tickle to an errant delivery that was too straight and clipped away. Well, really turned away by Jadel Cyril to get off the mark. 95 for 8. Good start by the tall right-hander who goes down. Elibox moves in to Cyril. Cyril is getting a full one, misses out, but will get the wide call as Elibox a little off target there, looking to yoke the tall batter, looking to maybe sneak in on the big backlift. Coming in again, Elibox to Cyril. Cyril is driving, will get a run to wide long off. Shulet is there, and the over comes to an end. A successful one from Elibox, who actually completes his spell. Forwards 4 for 20, 14 completed, 97 for 8.
Yes, an inspired bowling change by Captain Stephen Natram and Jaden Elibox. He really raised his hand for the City Blasters in that middle over phase, just when Dylan Douglas and Kimani Melius threatened to take control of the first innings. He picked up the big wicket of Kimani Melius, and he never looked back from there on. He went on to pick up 3 additional wickets in the middle phase, and he has further set the Gros Islet Knights back. And Jadel Cyril and Tyrell Chico, they really need to play this well from here on. They're 97, 3 short of that psychological 100-run mark. And like as we usually say, runs on the board is runs on the board. We know what Tyrell Chico can do. Still some 6 overs left, so they still have a fighting chance to really put the City Blasters under pressure.
Indeed, as Magaran Shulet comes back, he'll bowl to Cyril, who is driving up to wide mid-off, and there's no run. So both Tyrell Chico and Jadel Cyril, they've got the ability to bat. These are very tall players with long levers. Jadel Cyril in particular has a lovely swing of the bat, so he can hit a long ball. So can Chico. But the question is, can they contain themselves? Nice straight bat, pushed down into extra cover, brings the sweeper off the boundary. So far so good from Cyril. As what's that? A low a low take from Stephen Natram. The return coming in from the sweeper, and almost to keep him down. He gets a slap of the bat from his mate, Tyrell Chico, but I guess it's all with good fun. 98 for 8, Chico in strike. Shulet comes into Chico. Chico is opening up and finds that it's an attempted Yorker. In the end, has to dig it out for a single to wide long on. 99 for 8, Chico goes to 13. And McGarren Shulet equal to the task, looking to bowl full and looking to get the Yorkers in.
That was the first delivery that Chico had faced with Jadel Cyril out in the middle.
Cyril in strike. Forward wants a single. Tight one, but the lie box recognizes that they would have completed it. Didn't want to throw. I don't think Williams was too happy with him. He's saying in the Bajan lingo, yeah, you didn't throw it. 100 coming up. 100 for 8. We are in the 15th over. 2 deliveries are left. Chico back in strike. Shulet moves into Chico. Chico hits that. That's gone very high. That's going nowhere. Shulet is under it. Cotton ball opportunity and taken. So end of Chico. Well, we now have our answer. Looking to hoik away in the 15th over. Miscuing. And the ball going high. But really it went nowhere because McGarren Shulet took that around the level of the stumps at his end. So Chico goes, Cotton Bowl, McGarren Shulet, 100 for 9. And well, you wonder now about the innings from Chico. Took his time for a long time, but then he gave it away.
Yes, a big wicket there from McGarren Shulet. His first of the afternoon, and the comment that I was about to make is that the first delivery we saw Tyrell Chico face with Jadel Cyril walking out into the middle, he had opened himself up, which was a clear intent that he would have been taking the attack to Shulet, and Shulet responded well in that over, a slower ball, and he not getting the middle of the bat, Tyrell Chico presenting an opportunity and a good catch there from Shulet.
Indeed, and it's a technical thing about Chico when he goes for the big hit. That left foot turns him facing almost mid-wicket when he's looking to hit the ball towards long on, and so not surprising that it went straight up. Beyond Fanis has come in and plays and misses as the ball comes back into him. End of the over, a successful one for Shulet and the City Blasters. The Sale Grosley Knights struggling here. 100 for 9. 5 overs are left in the evenings.
The City Blasters, they've shown why they sit atop the point standings at this stage in the competition. They really have not done anything wrong this afternoon, and the Gros Islet Knights really have not had any answers to the good bowling we've seen. First off from the pacemen and the spinners in the middle, Tyler Venner and McKenny Clark complementing Jaden Elibox, as well as McGarren Shulet, who had just picked up a wicket. So an all-around bowling effort, all-around fielding effort. We've seen a few half chances go down, but the Gros Islet Knights have not been able to take full advantage of that, and they find themselves final pair out with still 5 overs to go. How many can they end up with here this afternoon?
Goodrich comes back. Cyril in strike. He plays a full delivery down to long off. They have gone quickly. They think of the second. They're going for it. The return comes in, but Cyril is making good his ground. So 2 to Cyril, who has obviously now become the senior partner and will want to farm the bowling, you would think, with number 11 Beyond Fanis. And the question is, can he hold his nerve, Cyril, with that support from Fanis? And what does he have to offer? How can he counteract Goodrich, who comes into him? Cyril plays across the line, out towards mid-wicket. Misfield by Clark. Beyond Fanis looking for a non-existent second. 103 for 9. So Fanis coming to strike, and he will have to bring out all the batting ability that he has amassed over the few years of his young cricketing career. He's up against an experienced and capable Amari Goodrich. He moves into Fannis. Fannis is back onto his stumps. It's heading towards leg, says the umpire, shaking the head. And no success with the appeal. A little off target there from Goodrich.
Interesting, we saw Jadel Cyril take a single of the second ball of the over. Perhaps beyond Fannis has more batting ability than we know of. A lot of faith been shown in him by Jadel Cyril.
Have to wait and see. Maybe it's a case of desperation as well. We want to take as many as is available because we don't know how long we'll last at the crease. That's going through Fannis. Crease bound, maybe looking to come forward and then caught on the crease as the ball cut back into him. Bit of advice from Cyril. But of course, happy to see that the innings continues because it can finish in one ball. And Fannis will want to defend manfully, making sure that he extends the innings. Of course, the longer the innings last, more opportunities for scoring. 103 for 9, very inadequate. Goodrich to Fannis. Fannis is playing and missing. Outside the off stump. And a dot ball through to Natron.
Beyond Fannis seems to be really struggling with the pace at which Goodrich is bowling after the ball has gone by is when we see the bat coming through. So really not accustomed to that sort of pace that Goodrich is generating at the moment, which is very interesting as to why Jadel Cyril would have entrusted him to face 4 deliveries in this Goodrich over, but he's done well to survive 3 so far. Just 1 delivery left in this over from Goodrich.
Goodrich getting some stick from Clark and Ogis that he's not bowling on target. Comes into Fannis. Fannis is bowled right up in the block hole, so it's the end of that. So Goodrich on song brings an end to a calamitous innings from the Gros Islet Knights. Bowled out in the 15th over, the 16th actually, 103, and a top performance from the City Blasters, who were in fact the Knights choosing to bat first after they won the toss, and it's been a very sorry tale indeed as we look at the scorecard for the Gros Islet Knights.
Yes, Noel Liu, Jad Goodman, Tariq Edward, and Beyond Fannis all went without scoring. That just tells how effective the bowling from the City Blasters had been, and the Gros Islet Knights, they found themselves in early trouble with 1 run for 3 wickets inside the first 3 overs. It was Captain Kimani Melius who got to 38 of 24 and Dylan Douglas 26 of 23 with that 50-run partnership for the 6th wicket. It was Tyrell Chico. He had to really reel himself in and bat for a long period of time and be patient. He got to 13 of 13 just when he looked to press on the accelerator. Jadel Cyril, he is the other batter to get into double figures. He got to 10 of 7. Again, that ill-advised single of the second delivery of Amari Goodrich's over, exposing Beyond Fannis, who was not able to survive.
Yes, and it all started with Dylan John getting a wicket with the very first ball of the innings, that of Noel Leo, that he clean bowled. So he finished with 1 for 15, but it was Amari Goodrich who did the early damage. His 3 overs bringing him 4 wickets for 18. And in the second half of the innings, it was Jaden Eli Box, 4 for 20 from his 4. And of course, there was a wicket there towards the end for Magaran Shulet. First 3 wickets going down without any runs on the board. And thereafter, despite a partnership of 51 between Douglas and Kimani Melius, it makes for a very sorry sight for the Gros Islet Knights. Bowled out for 103. So we come to the break between innings, and so we take a break ourselves. And we get ready for what looks to be a very easy chase. 104 the target by the City Blasters. And that will ensure that they create a greater gap between themselves and the teams in the top four. We'll take a break and come back for the chase in about 10 minutes time. Oh boy.
Nothing? Still the same?
So we are back and getting ready for the chase. It promises to be an exciting one. I tell you what, it could finish quickly because the target is just 104. Or are we in for a close nail biter? It seems unlikely with just a small target of 104. What do you reckon for the chase, Dexter?
We've seen before those small targets, the chasing team causes some indecision into their approach. But I can tell you at the top of the order for the City Blasters, it's that man Akim Ogis. He has set West Indies cricket alight in the last year or so. And he is into SPL 6 for his first game this season. And if he gets going here, this target of 104 will be really meaningful.
Well, will he set Francis Baba Lastic alight this afternoon? With him is Theo Edward. So You might say quality at the top of the batting for City Blasters. They've got a left-hand, right-hand combination. And it's going to be the pace of Beyond Fanis. Well, we're going to state the obvious and say it all depends on the power play. The first 6 overs, during which only 2 fielders are out. So a small target of 104. The Sale Gros Islet Knights would be looking for quick wickets. They need at least 3 or 4 in the power play. And if they are going to put any pressure on the City Blasters. Deep third and deep square leg, the 2 out. Fanis with the first delivery to Edward. Doesn't come through. So, false start. Fanis not happy with the approach. But Theo Edward, he has had, make it just the 2 games. And in the series so far, I would have missed the first part of it with the under-19 competition, the win lot, 26 runs. First delivery to him, he gets one that is on the stumps. He plays it up to mid-on and gets off the mark. So this is, so in fact he has had 3 games, or this is 3rd. And Akeem Auguste comes in to strike. He's playing his first, of course, Auguste on original 4-day duties with the Windwards Volcanoes. So he's getting his first game. Solitary slip in Melius. Deep point and deep square leg. So Fanis will bowl to Auguste. As he comes into Auguste. Auguste is bottom edge in that. On the bounce to the keeper. And Auguste not able to find the middle of the bat. So it's 1 without loss. Fanis on the 19. And would want to run in. I think he got onto Windward's under 19 reserves. He's gonna move in to Auguste. Auguste is getting a good delivery. Plays it very late in front of him. Gets the single before Leo can come from behind the stumps. So Auguste also off the mark. It's 2 without loss. We are in the first over. The target 104.
Yes, good areas there from Beyond Fanis. He has really started off well for the Gros Islet Knights, and good batsmanship being shown by Theo Edward and both Akeem Auguste playing with soft hands and picking up singles for themselves to get off the mark.
Theo Edward waits. Fanis is into him. He's back. Good delivery. Can't score. Plays it up to mid-on. And there's no run. Good on young Fanis so far, keeping things quiet. Important that he does so. The target is not huge. So Sale Gros Islet Knights needing wickets and needing them quickly. Fanis strong running to Edward. Edward is checking the drive, pushing it to mid-off. Good pick up, the throw missing, and backing up by Lee John. Almost took him out with the bounce, but he was effective in stopping any overthrows. Quick single taken. Edward with his second run, 3 without loss. Auguste comes back into strike.
Yes, and we've seen that sort of work from Dylan Douglas yesterday. He effected a run out. He was in the deep backward point region, very quick across the ground, and good ground fielding, good pickup, and creating a chance there, but all ended well for the City Blasters.
Fanis to Auguste. Auguste down the track, lofts that over the head of the field. In fact, gone all the way over long off for 6. Effortless push at that. but he got himself the advantage by using his feet, advancing on Fanis and hitting that nicely over the head of the long off fielder, all the way to the long off boundary for 6. Good start for the City Blasters, with Ogis getting his first maximum. 7 years, it's 9 without loss after the first.
Beautiful execution there from the left-handed Akim Ogis, just taking 3 deliveries of Beyond Fairness to really get the pace and the line and length right, and on that occasion opting to advance at the bowler and an effortless shot over mid-off all the way for a 6.
Spin being introduced for over number 2, Lee John. It's gonna come in. And he'll bowl to the right-handed Edward. John will bowl his first delivery. 9 wickets. And played away into the offside. So Lee John, an economy of 8. He's picked up 9 wickets in the series so far. SPL 6 with a solitary slip. He moves into Edward. Edward back. It's a quick delivery, but he's defending across his stumps. And Ogis actually completing the fielding. Relaying to John, who moves in again to Theo Edward. Edward back, turns it. Cyril a little slow in cutting that off. Will allow the second, as it's Tariq Edward that has to pick it up from the boundary. A bit of stick there for Jadel Cyril from Leo. Not happy with the work there from the tall fast bowler. Edward coming back for the second. 11 without loss.
Keep a close eye there on Captain Kimani Melius, who's called for the helmet, and I could see him really installing his protective gear in his pants there. Are we gonna see a fielding position that we've not seen in SPL 6 as yet?
I think we saw it in the previous game where he did come at short leg, so looks like he's gonna go to short leg. And so solitary slip. So Douglas has gone to slip. Melius will adorn the helmet and go in front of the bat on the onside. Slip and forward square leg. Back goes Edward, but can't beat Gerson. It was at backward point. And there's no run. Change in the field. Jodel Cyril being sent at about 45 degrees on the onside, inside the circle. John to Edward. Edward back. Plays that late down to third man. Using the pace of John. Will get a boundary. Oh, good hands there from Theo Edward. It was faster and flatter, and it was outside the off stump. And Edward came back, opening the face and using the extra pace presented and getting a boundary, taking him to 8 and a total 15 without loss.
Yes, good versatility there being shown there by Theo Edward.
John moves into Edward. Edward gets one that brings him across the off stump, defending away successfully. Dot ball to end the Lee John over, the second of the innings. City Blasters in search of 105. They're 15 without loss.
Yes, a good start there from the opening pair, Akim Ogis and Theo Edward, both having picked up their first boundaries of this innings, with just a score of 104 required for victory. The City Blasters would feel rather confident after the first 2 overs, in the manner in which Akim Ogis and Theo Edward seem to be looking very comfortable out in the middle.
Well, in case you're wondering, what does that mean for Sale Gros Islet Knights? It's not the end of the road for them. They are currently at number 4, 9 points. Should they go down, as is likely, they might still have a chance. It will depend on the result of match number 27, 28 that happens next between Miku Eagles and the Craft Masters. More spin, but smash down the ground. First ball for 6. As Tariq Edward is greeted by Ogis with a maximum over his head. And not mucking around at all is Ogis. His second maximum takes him to 13. Edward round the wicket to Ogis. Ogis backs away and hits out towards the offside. That will go all the way for 6. Over extra cover. Just a little shimmy towards the leg side to access that offside boundary. And clearing it with ease. He goes to 19, 27 without loss. Edward to Ogis. Ogis is looking to turn that. A faster delivery down the leg side. The Bills whipped off by Leo, but wide call by umpire Augustine. 28 without loss.
Akim Ogis has just shown his quality in those 2 deliveries that he has faced. One straight back over long on and giving himself room and going over cover. Not an easy shot. Splendid batting from the young man.
Long off and deep mid wicket, the 2 out. This is over number 3. Edward to Ogis. Ogis hits that. That's gone big. That's massive. That's over long on. Another mighty maximum from the bat of Akim Ogis, who's not a big man, but he packs a punch in his slot on about leg stump and lofting that high and handsome over long on for his 3rd maximum, the 2nd of the over. He's gone quickly to 25 and it's 34 without loss as we have our first ball change of the innings.
Yes, Akim Ogis really taking the attack to Tariq Edward there, and in the innings that Akim Ogis would have faced in Winwood senior team duty, he would have had a fair dose of spin bowling, faced over 100 balls on 2 occasions. And with Tariq Edward operating from that end, he's just really showing his class. They're hitting him over that long on region twice, and a similar delivery, giving himself room and hitting it over the offside. Same result. 6.
Talking about spin, similar and regional 4-day, Ogis got 2 90s and got dismissed in identical fashion in the 90s, lofting to deep fielders on the boundary. He has gotten away with it here. Edward will continue to Ogis. Ogis back and scoops that over the keeper, and that will go a couple, maybe 3 bounces into the fine leg boundary for 4. So showing his range, showing his versatility down the leg side, a shorter length, just going down on the knee and scooping that over where a leg slip might have been. And another boundary to Akim Ogis has gone rattling along to 29 from 7. 38 it is without loss. Edward moving into Ogis. Ogis edge could be out. Yes, gone. Didn't really control that. The extra bounce outside the off stump. Top edge taken. And going to Leon Alexander on the edge of the circle at short third. A breezy knock from Akim Ogis comes to an end. Caught Leon Alexander. Bowled Tariq Edward for 29. And those have come from 8 deliveries in the 3rd over. City Blasters 38 for 1.
Tariq Edward really surprising Akim Ogis with that delivery, which got some extra bounce on that one and really bouncing more than he anticipated. And a good catch there from Leo Alexander in the short 3rd man region. And the City Blasters, they lose their 3rd wicket, but what a knock that was from Akim Ogis. 7 deliveries as we see that one on the replay, really looking to give himself room, but the extra bounce on that one really surprising him. 29 of 8, 4 6s and 1 4.
Strike rate of almost 400.
Yes, and Tariq Edward would love to see the back of Akim Ogis because he was really toying with him up until that delivery. So credit to Tariq Edward for holding his nerve and getting the wicket in the end, but really the life was sucked out of the Gros Islet Knights in the previous 4 deliveries in that over.
Sean Williams, the new batter, comes in at number 3 to replace Ogi. So success for the Sale Gros Islet Knights, but not many left. 38 on the way to the destination, 104. Williams, a right-hander. So Edward goes over the wicket to him, and he's driving. That's gone high. Could be a catch for Douglas going back. Takes it. End of Sean Williams, the briefest of knocks. He has come and gone. First ball, looking to smash Tariq Edward out of the park. Has only found Dylan Douglas backpedaling at mid-off. Successive wickets in as many balls for Tariq Edward and the Gros Islet Knights. 38 for 2 it is at the end of an eventful third over.
Yes, having considered 23 runs in the first 5 deliveries of the over. Good comeback there. Double wicket strike for Tariq Edward, and that was very brave of him, flighting that delivery generously to Sean Williams. And we could remember last year the battle between these two got really heated at the Mindo Phillip Park, and Tariq Edward getting his wicket again in SPL 6. So he is winning that contest between himself and Sean Williams. And the Gros Islet Knights, they've managed to pick up a second wicket of the City Blasters team against the run of play.
So the Knights, they've come from their huddle, still very chirpy. So they are backing themselves. Of course, these 2 strikes improving the believability among them. 38. What's the total? 38? Is it 38 or 44? 38. 38. Our scoreboard at the far end going a little ahead of things. Lee John is level with us. He's going to come in for over number 4. So Tariq Edward ends the over on a hat trick, the previous one. John starts the 4th. Bowls to all, play and a miss. Appeal going up. Edward going back. Didn't have the room, looking to run that down through third man. Has gotten success with a boundary there previously against John. Moves in to him. He goes back. Doesn't have the room. Does so defensively. John quickly across. Stephen Natram has come in to replace Williams, the City Blasters captain. John moves in to Edward. Edward back. Melius has to take evasive action at short leg. The single is taken. The 9th run for Theo Edward. City Blasters go to 39 for 2. Stephen Natram comes in to strike. Not as prolific this year as in previous years, but he knows he has a job to do. John bowls to him, short, pulled away. Long run for Cyril. Can he pull that back? No. It beats him into the boundary. Oh, going around it in the circle, but it's a fast outfield. And away to the boundary for 4. Natram getting off the mark, 43 for 2.
It's a good way to get off the mark there for Stephen Natram, would settle any nerves that he may have had.
John moving into Natram. Natram hits that big over the infield on the offside, all the way inside the boundary though. At wide, long off. 4 runs for the aggressive Stephen Natram. Had the room, had the width. Smashing it away over the infield for his 2nd successive boundary. He doubles his score with the boundary. 47 for 2. We are in the 4th over. John moving in to Natram. Natram hits it uppishly. down to Chico at long on for the single. 9 now to him. End of the over. 4 completed. 48 for 2.
Really a contrasting start from the two teams. The first 3 overs from the Gros Islet Knights, we saw only 1 run being conceded and they lost 3 wickets. But such is the fast start we saw from Akim Ogis, that big over from Tariq Edward. We could see that worm of the City Blasters skyrocketing way past the Gros Islet Knights at this very stage. But it's Tariq Edward who had a double wicket strike. Like final 2 deliveries of his previous over. He's on a hat-trick here.
Indeed. Stephen Natram will be facing the hat-trick ball. And he's got a solitary slip. There's Edward to Natram. Natram drives along the ground. Finds Goodman. Getting the big frame. Intercepting the ball. So no hat-trick for Edward. Who continues to Natram. Natram swinging that away for 6. I make it 4, says umpire McVeigh. It was on about leg stump and swept away by Natram all the way, bringing up the 50 for the City Blasters. 52 for 2, and Natram has come in no nonsense fashion and has gone quickly to 13 from 5.
Yes, and at the toss, the question was asked of him, would he love to put the nail in the Gros Islet coffin? And he said that they had had the better of him before this encounter. And today he's looking to return the favor. And he has come out all guns blazing so far.
Very aggressive. Edward goes round the wicket now to him. Natram, full toss, lofts that over the head of the deep mid-wicket fielder, all the way out of the park. Over the wall on the western side. A poor delivery from Tariq Edward. Sees the ball disappearing from the playing area for another boundary. A first maximum for Stephen Natram. Takes him to 19. And the overall total 58 for 2. The City Blasters are more than halfway there.
Not a good start there from Tariq Edward again to his second over.
He continues to Natram. Natram hits that down to the boundary because Chico is not able to cut it off. It came off the right hand of Tariq Edward, looking to stop a powerfully driven shot back to him. It was along the ground. It was a fielding opportunity. No catch there. But it has ended in a boundary to Natram that has motored along to 23 from 7. It's 62 for 2. Edward to Natram. Natram hoiks that for 6 over mid-wicket. That has gone into the cemetery, bouncing away and disturbing some of the faithfully departed.
And if there were any questions as to what would be the mindset of the City Blasters team in this run chase of 104, we're getting the answer off the bat of Captain Stephen Natram. He really has not spared Tariq Edward. The onslaught continues. It was started from Akim Ogist, who took him for 23 before being dismissed. And Stephen Natram, he has already amassed 20 from that, the second Tariq Edward over. And he has already moved on to 29 of just 8 deliveries. Stephen Natram, 4 fours and 2 sixes.
Indeed. Akim Ogis at one point was striking at 382. Stephen Natram 362. So no nonsense stuff. The City Blasters, they have come on a mission to just obliterate the small target of 104 and almost doing a Donald Trump with the target.
One delivery left in Tariq Edwards' second over, and he has already conceded 43 runs. Carnage has picked up the 2 wickets.
Expensive over. Continues. Edward to Natram. Natram looking to swing that away. It's short, it's outside the off stump. Natram almost trimming the back with his attempt to smash that out of the park. End of the fifth, an expensive fifth over. 68 it is for 2 as the City Blasters, they're getting very close to that target with some big tall buildings there.
Yes, and we could see the comparison in the scoring towers from the two teams, and the City Blasters with still 1 over left inside the power play. They've already reduced the deficit to less than half of what it was at the beginning of their innings. So good work, credit must be given to the batsmen, Hakim August and Stephen Natram in particular, who've really sucked the life out of the Gros Islet Knights' effort.
36 runs more required. All of 15 overs left. Beyond Fanis being called back. So this is a game that is going to finish very, very quickly indeed. Young Fanis, 9 runs from a decent first over from him. Been brought back for the 6th. Comes into Natram. Goes back and runs it down to deep third. Jad Goodman is there. One of the 2 that are outside of the circle. So that was 1 run to Theo Edward. Edward going to 10. 69 for 2 as Natram comes in to strike. Deep square leg in Cyril. And deep third in Jad Goodman, the 2 out. Solitary slip. Fanis runs away from us to Natram. Natram smashes it out towards mid-wicket for 4 because Jadel Cyril can't come around. And this is finishing quickly for the City Blasters. 33 now to Natram. 73 for 2. 32 away, the Blasters.
Yes, Stephen Natram really picking up that length very quickly and pulling that one forward of square leg. The fielder there, Jadel Cyril, he had no chance. Very commanding stroke there from Stephen Natram, and he continues along his merry way.
Correction, 31 away. Fanis. Moving into Natram. Natram hits that. That's going to go for 6 of a backward square leg. Oh, that has hit the roof of the concession area at backward square leg. So Stephen Natram, well. Another maximum from him. Quickly is to 39. 79 for 2. This game is finishing quickly, Dexter.
Yes, most definitely. We saw a perfect pull shot forward of square and now a hook shot backward of square leg. Both going into the boundary, and Stephen Natram, he is on the march. He's in a hurry to get this one done and dusted.
He's in a merciless mood. And it's going to pounce on anything available. Fanis to Natram. Natram smashes that. That's gone somewhere. 6 over extra cover. Oh, young Fanis is being badly treated here in this over, as Natram has rattled his way to 45. And the over has gone for 1-4-6-6. 85 for 2. The City Blasters are 19 away.
Yes, some 17 runs of the first 4 deliveries of this Beyond Fanis over. His figures now read 1.4. None for 26. So we've seen boundaries on the leg side from Stephen Natram, and we saw that one over the offside. So he has shown that he's been able to find a boundary on either side of the wicket. And Beyond Fanis, he's not been able to stay away from that violent bat swing of Stephen Natram so far.
And in that type of mood, young Fanis well advised maybe to look to go for the Yorker on target to get under the bat of the aggressive Natram. Fanis to Natram. Smashed away for another 6 of a wide long off. Oh, a poor choice by Fanis. Didn't look to go for the full delivery, but it's a rapid 50 that has come up for Stephen Natram. My word, that has come from 13 deliveries. An absolutely murderous knock. 51 from 13, 5 fours and 5 sixes. A strike rate of almost 400. 90, what's this total? 91, 13 runs away. And my oh my, the type of hitting that we have not seen in SPL 6. Clearly the fastest 50 in the competition so far.
Yes, most definitely. And Stephen Natram, he has talked the talk and walked the walk this afternoon here at the Francis Barber Lastic grounds. He did promise today that he will be taking care of the Gros Islet Knights, and he has certainly done that with his first half century of SPL 6, and what a time to get it.
Yes, and young Fanis there, inexperience coming through, just been a little too short to Stephen Natram, and taking full advantage and rattling along to that 50 as the over continues. Bit of a nightmare for young Beyond Fanis.
Yes, Beyond Fanis is certainly being placed under pressure here, and we could have heard Captain Kimani Melius saying to him that it's never going to be easy. So a learning process for the young man as well. Young under 19 bowler who you said made the Winwoods under 19 reserves team.
Final delivery of the over. Fanis moves in to Natram. Natram swings it away but finds Cyril at forward square. A dot ball. Some reprieve for young Fanis. End of an expensive 6 over. My word, all of that was just the 6 over. It's the power play ended 91 for 2. The City Blasters are 13 runs away.
Yes, with 23 coming off that final power play over, Captain Stephen Natram really not wanting to leave many for outside of the power play. He really went all out attacking that over, bringing up his half century in the process. And the result is a clear formality here this afternoon at the Francis Barber Lastic grounds. The City Blasters, they are well on their way to remain untouched, undefeated at the top of the table, and the Gros Islet Knights, I can tell you who will be happy with this result. The Shuttlecraft Masters making their way to the Francis Barber Lastic ground. They will be playing the second game. They will now have a chance with a win to make it into the playoffs.
And no doubt tuned in to us, the Craft Masters as they come up. So City Blasters 16 points. For sure they'll go to 19. And well, the Craft Masters, maybe they are here already. They are on their way. They will be happy with this result. It means they have got a chance so that if they beat Miku Eagles, they go from 7 to 10 and they will knock out the Gros Islet Knights. Chico starts, bowls to Edward. Edward runs it down to deep third and takes one, takes the total to 92 for 2. So let's get you that again. So currently the Craft Masters, from their 6 matches, 2 wins, 3 losses, 7 points. And Miko already qualified with 12 points from their 6. So should Miko win, they go to 15. And so Craft Masters will not make it. Gros Islet will stay in the top 4. But if Craft Masters win, they knock out Gros Islet Knights. Whipped away for 6 of a backward square leg. Oh, Mr. Gordon Greenidge, you're very much here. Short on the hip and hoiked away by Stephen Natram for another 6 of a backward square leg. Well, this is some innings as he goes to 57. It's 98 for 2. and the City Blasters are one scoring stroke away from the target.
Really easy pickings there from Stephen Natram. He's shown how devastating he could be against those short pitch deliveries. Tyrell Chico still testing him out, and he responded in superb fashion on one leg.
So they're 6 runs away from victory. Will Natram look to do it with a maximum? Chico to Natram. Natram hooks for 6. That's it. Over backward square leg. Oh, what a way to end the game. Stephen Natram, 63 not out from 16 balls. And the City Blasters, what a comprehensive victory. 104 for 2. They have arrived at the target at 6.3 overs. Oh, a devastating victory by the City Blasters in response to the Gros Islet Knights 103. And what a statement by the City Blasters. They go even further atop the points table to 19 points and resigns the Gros Islet Knights to await the result of the next game, the final preliminary game between the Miku Eagles and the Swazel Craft Masters, and they will wait their fate. But this game, 27th game, completely dominated by the City Blasters, Dexter.
Yes, and the giant of a man, Stephen Natram, he has been awakened, and he has finally come to the party in SPL 6 for the City Blasters, getting a rapid 63 of just 16 deliveries. Certainly the fastest half century we've seen in the competition this year. Matt Summary, the Gros Islet Knights, they won the toss and elected to bat first in this must-win encounter. They only got to 103 all out. Captain Kimani Melius, 38 of 24. Dylan Douglas, 26 of 23. And Tyrell Chico, 13 of 13. The damage was done early on. Amari Goodridge, 3 overs, 4 for 18. Jaden Eli Box in the middle phase, 4 overs, 4 for 20. Dylan John, 3 overs, 1 for 15. The big wicket of Noel Leo with the first delivery of the game. And the City Blasters, really, it was a sprint to the finish line. 104 for 2 of just 6.3 overs. Stephen Natram, 63 of 16. Akim Ogis wasted no time in his first game in SPL 6, 29 of 8 as well. Theo Edward, he remained not out, 11 of 14. Tariq Edward, the lone wicket taker for the Gros Islet Knights, but he had figures of 2 overs, 2 for 43. Tyrell Chico, 3 deliveries, went for 13 in that final over, and Lee John, 2 overs, none for 16. So the City Blasters in game 27, they win by some 8 wickets against the Gros Islet Knights, who now have to wait for the result of the second game here this evening, which will decide their fate.
And they did it with 13 and a half overs to spare. Dexter, don't go yet. We need to agree on the man of the match. A number of contenders there. Goodridge, 4 for 18. Eli Bucks, 4 for 20. Natram, 63 from 16. Your man of the match, sir.
Yes, you rightfully said it. So many contenders, so many players raised their hand high.
Have we ever had a shared man of the match?
I mean, we have to decide on one name, and I believe Amari Goodridge inside the power play, that double wicket made in the second over of the encounter, really got into that Gros Islet Knights batting order. But we must not discredit the contribution of Jaden Eli Box. 4 overs, 4 for 20 in the middle phase, really put his hand up as well. Even Dylan John, that big first over, really set things up for the City Blasters. But Amari Goodridge, in the way he really came in to start things off in the second over and then come back later on in his second spell, really did the business for the
I concur
City
with
Blasters.
you, because I think it was in the power play that the City Blasters really put the pressure on the Knights. That early start really flattened them, and they never recovered. And it was a case of Eli Box really adding to the pressure and keep them down on the canvas. So, agreement there. So, Amari Goodridge, our man of the match for his inspired spell at the top of the innings. That brings us to the end of commentary for match 27. But of course, we've got the post-match presentation. So we will go to that in a few minutes' time. So, Claudius Emmanuel, on behalf of Dexter Solomon and Jerry and the team, saying thank you for being with us, and let's await the post-match presentation.
Look at the camera when you're working here. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the post-match presentation of match number 27 in SPL 6. We saw a commanding victory by the City Blasters over the home team, the Gros Islet Knights. And I would like to call on the losing captain this afternoon, Kimani Melius, to have a with us. Kimani, you needed a win this afternoon to really stake your claim in the top 4 position. You've not done that, so now your destiny is out of your hands and in that of the Miku Eagles. What do you contribute this to?
Well, first off, let me say congrats to Central Castries. You know, they outplayed us. They decimated our batting lineup in the power play, so credit must be given to them for that.
And just a word on the manner in which you guys lost wickets. 5 of your batsmen going without scoring today. Winning the toss and batting first, really not what was required.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Like I said, they bowled very well. Credit must be given to them for that. Like you said early on, our destiny lies in Miku hands. So we cannot be thinking about that.
And where will you be watching this game from, Kimani?
That will be hard to tell, but I'll be watching.
All the best in the first. And just a word from the winning captain this afternoon, Stephen Natrum of the City Blasters. Stephen, it's been a while. I've heard so many cheering for the City Blasters. Some new fans?
Yeah, I believe so. I think this year our fan base has grown a bit, you know. It's really good. That's our 12th man at every game. Every game we have a big amount of supporters.
Stephen, you really delivered on your promise at the toss. You said that you will be putting the nail in the Knights' coffin, and you did that with your innings there this afternoon.
Yeah, kudos must be given to our bowlers. You know, they really came up, raised their hands. Every single bowler came forward and bowled a really good spell for us today.
All right, all the best in the remainder of the competition. And now for the all-important announcement, the Man of the Match award in match 27 is none other than Amari Goodrich for his devastating spell of 3 overs, 4 for 18, and a double wicket maiden at that. The Man of the Match award will be presented by former police commissioner and the manager of the High Performance Center in St. Lucia, Mr. Vernon Francois. And a quick word with you, Amari, your 3rd Man of the Match performance in SPL 6. You must be really loving it out there in St. Lucia.
Yeah, this is my first time playing the SPL, and the energy, the tournament, everything has been great, and we're just enjoying it.
We're happy to hear that. Early on in the competition, you might have considered yourself unlucky when it comes to taking wickets, but in the last couple of games, we've seen you pick up a lot more wickets. Any changes you've made?
I just try to be a lot more consistent, stick to the team plan as long as possible, and it brought results, and I'm happy with that.
Looking forward to the playoff round?
Yes, of course.
All the best, Amari.
Thank you.
All right. And there you have it. So this brings the end of the post-match presentation in match number 27. The City Blasters prevailing by 9 wickets over the Gros Islet Knights. Stay tuned. We still have another encounter between the Shows Aircraft Masters and the Miku Eagles. If the Miku Eagles win, the Gros Islet Knights, they go through. But if the Craft Masters prevail, the Gros Islet Knights, they go home.